Okay, now the tail is squared. I'm going to run around the edges here with epoxy. Do the other side. And the bottom. Okay, there. Now, just before it sets, you can check, make sure measurements are still right. Yep. What is that epoxy set? Okay, we have the wing here. Now, remember we marked the servo horns for the ailerons? Well, now you got to cut little holes along those. Cut a little slot there. Okay, and on this other side, and that's from this edge. I'll show you here up closer. From the edge out. You see those? We marked them. Then we're going to take two of the little plastic servo horns supplied by GWS and test fit them right there. There, see-through plastic. We'll put one in each aileron, test fit it in our slots we cut. Make sure the slots are deep enough. Now, you want this as far forward as possible. Those are set just nice. You see what I mean? There's the other one. So I like how they're set. So we'll save that for a minute. And we use a little bit of epoxy to glue that. We set the wing aside for a minute. Wait for epoxy more parts. Now this here, the hatch, that other black piece, the little spikes on it, and the two prongs on the back, goes in here. And then we epoxied the magnet on the front. Now, your magnet's going to fit there. It sucks the hatch on. The back, we want to squeeze down onto that black piece. We'll take this off. We'll see that it's made the three little holes there again. So now, we take this off, set it down the right way. When it makes a little epoxy, we epoxy that piece on. We're going to do the elevator and rudder, elevator hinges. And we're going to have to do the servo horns, control horns for the elevator here as well. It fits right in there. But we're not going to put it in yet. we won't put the elevator or the rudder horns in yet. There's a reason for that. Well, I've got that little bit of epoxy mixed. So I take this out. Do I want to epoxy this? Yeah. This one's okay. I'll epoxy this one in place. Make sure we get the tab covered good. Get it in there nice. Now we'll get this one epoxied in. Remember, I'm making really small batches of epoxy here. Just because you don't need a lot for these jobs. So set that aside to dry. And remember, this was here. There's my epoxy. And I put this piece, the 3 holes and the 3 holes that made. That will be the mounting for my cowl. I know it mounts good because that's when it's squeezed on there. Set that aside. Now, I've got the fuselage in hand, and I have to cut the hinge slots for the rudder. We cut the hinge slots and hinge the rudder, but we never ever did cut the hinge slots in the fuselage here. Now we are. Remember to cut right in the center. Okay? Now, remember, we built this the other day. It's my rudder with my tail wheel on it. Everything and the 2 hinges in it. Now I've cut the 2 hinge slots here. And slide that in there. I think that's fitting pretty good. Fits perfect. Knocked it out. Now we use the handy GWS glue on these hinges. And goes the rudder. Let's make sure we've got the turn we want on it. And you see this here now. Use some epoxy later. And we're going to epoxy this someplace here. Uh-oh, we don't want to do that right now. We want these hinges to set first. Then we'll glue this piece in. First, we'll let these hinges set. Okay? Set that aside for now. We'll be back in a minute.